Central Virginia's longest-running high school academic quiz show. Battle of the Brains, presented by Virginia 529 College Savings Plan. And now, host Cheryl Miller.
Hello and good morning. Thanks so much for joining us for Battle of the Brains. I'm Cheryl Miller. We're excited to be able to bring you a brand new season of Battle. We're now into round 3. As with a lot of things these days, we have had to make a few changes to the way our academic challenge is played due to the pandemic. Our competition still welcomes teams from schools all across the Commonwealth of Virginia. These teams have made it to round 3, and joining us remotely, today's teams are the Mavericks of Douglas Freeman High School, coached by Matthew Scott. Part of the Henrico County Public Schools system, Freeman High School is in Henrico County and is named for Pulitzer Prize-winning Virginia author, newspaper editor, and historian Douglas Southall Freeman. Today, Douglas Freeman High School offers a specialty center for leadership, government, and global economics. Also with us remotely today, the Green Dragons of the Maggie Walker Governor's School, coached by Adam Rachi and Juanita Laswell. The Maggie Walker Governor's School for Government and International Studies is a public regional magnet high school in Richmond, drawing students from 13 jurisdictions all across the Commonwealth. It's been recognized by Newsweek magazine as one of the most elite public schools in America. And it's so great to have all these students back with us today, though remotely. And because we can't all be together, here's how our game has changed. We will have toss-up rounds, but questions will be directed to teams alternating between them. Players may answer by raising their hand and waiting for me to call on them. And there are no point deductions for incorrect answers. So teams, good luck. Let's begin with the first toss-up round. The first question goes to Team Douglas Freeman. Its atmosphere, which is over 90% carbon dioxide and over 90 times denser than Earth's, has led to a runaway greenhouse effect on what planet that is closest to Earth in size and mass? Joseph.
Venus.
Venus is correct. Governor's School. It begins at Port Said and ends at Burq Tawfiq on its namesake Gulf. What is this artificial waterway across the isthmus between Africa and Asia? Sam McNamee.
Suez Canal.
That is correct. Freeman, when dust particles enter the Earth's atmosphere, they're often called shooting stars. What is another name for a shooting star before it hits the Earth's surface? Joseph.
A meteor.
That is correct. Meteor. Maggie Walker. It was originally subtitled The Marvelous and Exciting Adventures of Pierre Aronnax, Conseil, his servant, and Ned Land, a Canadian harpooner. These men became guests aboard the Nautilus in what 1870 Jules Verne novel? Vienne.
20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
That is correct. Freeman. At more than a mile deep, 227 miles long, and about 15 miles wide, its lower reaches are made up of some of the oldest rock on Earth. Name this major natural tourist attraction located in northern Arizona. Gio.
The Grand Canyon.
That is correct. Maggie Walker. According to Hebrew legend, what winged woman was created before Eve, was Adam's first wife, mothered many demons, and was part snake herself? Bien.
Lilith.
Lilith is correct. Freeman, the Monroe Doctrine, it was named after President James Monroe. However, it was the brainchild of what future president who was his Secretary of State? Kieran.
John Quincy Adams.
That is correct. Maggie Walker, titled Elements, this 1482 book has since gone through over 1,000 editions, and for more than 2 millennia, it has dominated all teaching of geometry. Name its author. Sam McNamee.
Euclid.
That is correct. Douglas Freeman, a segregationist and populist, this former governor of Alabama was shot and paralyzed in a 1972 assassination attempt. Who was this 2-time unsuccessful presidential candidate? Gio?
George Wallace.
George Wallace is correct. Maggie Walker, what branch of physics gave rise to the practice of freezing diseased human bodies in hopes that future technology may be able to revive and cure the deceased? Sam Lichman.
Cryogenics.
Repeat for me, please.
Cryogenics.
Cryogenics is correct. Douglas Freeman, please watch the screen and listen closely. Here is your Virginia-based video question from a member of the Battle of the Brains Brainy Bunch.
The Dave Matthews Band formed in what Virginia college town where Dave Matthews tended bar?
Kieran.
Charlottesville.
Charlottesville is correct. Maggie Walker. In this quantum mechanics thought experiment, an unobserved hypothetical feline could be simultaneously alive and dead. Name this dilemma linked to a random subatomic event that may or may not occur. Sam Lichman.
Schrodinger's cat.
That is correct. Douglas Freeman. Identify the inventor of dynamite whose namesake prizes includes one for peace. Geo.
Alfred Nobel.
Correct. Alfred Nobel. Maggie Walker. We'll get to you right after the break. Good job by our teams. Up next, we'll meet today's players, and then they'll take on the category round here on Battle of the Brains. Stay with us.
Welcome back to Battle of the Brains, presented by Virginia 529 College Savings Plan.
Here are the scores following the first toss-up round here on Battle of the Brains. Douglas Freeman High School team with 70 points. The team from Maggie Walker Governor School with 60 points. And we'll get back to our match just ahead. First, let's let you meet our players today. Let's start with our team from Douglas Freeman High School. They are the Mavericks. Their coach is Matthew Scott. First up is Gio Matseo, who is a senior. He's involved in the Model UN and the History and Human Rights Club. He runs track year-round, and his interests include philosophy, debate, and science. Our team captain from Douglas Freeman is Joseph Chambers. Joseph is a senior who is a musician. He plays the baritone sax in the marching band, plays the tenor sax in the jazz band. He's also a participant in the Model UN Club and in the Freeman Young Democrats. Next up is Kenny Vo, who is a senior. His interests include zoology, video games, and paleontology. He plans to go into chemical engineering. And wrapping up our team from Freeman is Kieran Wall, who is a senior. He's in the Center for Leadership at Freeman. He's into amateur astronomy. He likes hiking and swimming, and he's editor-in-chief of the school's newspaper. That's our team from Douglas Freeman High School. Good to have you all here with us in round 3 of Battle of the Brains. And now let's meet our team from the Maggie Walker Governor School. The Green Dragons are coached by Adam Rachi and Juanita Laswell. First up is Vienne Wen, who is a junior. She enjoys learning languages, is passionate about linguistics, enjoys drawing, painting and sculpture, and is an aspiring writer and an avid reader. Our team captain is Sam Lichman, who is a senior. He plays viola with the Richmond Symphony Youth Orchestra, participates in the Model United Nations. In his free time, he likes to golf and hopes to study mathematics in college. Next up is Bharti Kancharla, who is a sophomore who hopes to become a teacher in the future, enjoys music, likes to play the violin and sing, and likes to bake as well. And wrapping up our team is Sam McNamee, who is a sophomore who participates regularly in the Philosophy Club, is involved in Model UN, and plans to study history. And that is our team from the Maggie Walker Governor School. And now to our category round, where each team will select one 10-question category from today's choices. If the team gets all of its questions correct in the allotted time, they'll receive a 20-point bonus. Teams, take a look here at today's categories from which you may choose. They are American Presidents, Vice Presidents, Person of the Year, and the word imaginary. And we do note that in this round, only the captains can officially answer for the team, though they may confer with their teammates to try to come up with the correct answer. And by the rules of the game, the high score team gets first choice of category. Today, that is our team from Douglas Freeman. So Joseph, if you could open your microphone for me and quickly talk it over with your teammates, let me know what category you would like to play.
We'll go with the word imaginary.
All right, identify the following, all of which are associated with something imaginary. The first is the imaginary line that runs from the North to South Pole on which the Earth spins.
Wait, no, the axis. Yeah, axis. Earth's axis.
That is correct, axis. Imaginary line at 0 degrees latitude.
Equator.
The equator is our answer.
Equator is correct. Imaginary line from which longitude east and west is measured.
Our answer is prime meridian.
Correct. Author, Lewis Carroll's literary underworld.
What, screw tape? Like what are they talking about? Our answer is screw tape.
That would be Wonderland, where Alice went. Jonathan Swift's imaginary land of small people.
Lilliputian. Lilliput is our answer, sorry.
Repeat, please.
Our final answer is Lilliput.
Lilliput is correct. Peter Pan's imaginary land.
Neverland is our answer.
Correct. C.S. Lewis's magical imaginary land entered into through a passageway inside a wardrobe.
Narnia is our answer.
Correct. Sir Thomas More's Perfect Society.
Utopia is our answer.
Correct. L. Frank Baum's imaginary land.
Oz is our answer.
Correct.
Oz
And in
is
the
our-
classic cartoon strip, what was Calvin's imaginary friend Hobbs? We've got the buzzer. He was a stuffed tiger. All right, that's a good job on the category by Douglas Freeman. Now we'll see how Maggie Walker Governor's School team does. American presidents and vice presidents or person of the year. Sam, talk it over with your teammates. Open your mic for me, please, and let me know what category you would like to play.
Do you want presidents? I think it's more straightforward. We'll take presidents, vice presidents.
All right, I will give you the name of a vice president. Name the president under which he served. The first is Thomas Jefferson.
John Adams is our answer. Our
That
answer is John
co-
Adams.
Correct. Andrew Johnson.
Abraham Lincoln. Our answer is Abraham Lincoln.
Correct. John Tyler.
Our answer is Harrison.
William Henry Harrison is correct. Walter Mondale.
Our answer is Carter.
Correct. Lyndon Johnson.
Our answer is Kennedy.
Correct. Al Gore.
That was Clinton, right? Clinton. Our answer is Clinton.
Correct. Bill Clinton. Richard Nixon.
Eisenhower. Our answer is Eisenhower.
Correct. Dan Quayle.
Bush. Our answer is George Bush.
I need you to be more specific.
Our answer is George W. Bush.
It was George H.W. Bush. Joe Biden.
Our answer is Barack Obama.
Correct. Harry Truman. And that would be Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Good job with the category round teams. Up next, another toss-up round here on Battle of the Brains. Stay with us.
Welcome back to Battle of the Brains, presented by Virginia 529 College Savings Plan.
And here are the scores following the category round here on Battle of the Brains. Our team from Douglas Freeman High School with 110 points. Our team from Maggie Walker Governor's School with 100 points. And now it's back to Battle of the Brains and another toss-up round. Again, questions are being directed to each team, alternating between them, and there are no point deductions for the incorrect answers. The team we left off with in the last toss-up round, we will start with Douglas Freeman or Maggie Walker. We ended up with Douglas Freeman. We will start with Maggie Walker. This man was Secretary of War under Franklin Pierce. As Confederate president, he was imprisoned for treason at Fort Monroe. Buried in Richmond's Hollywood Cemetery, name this man. Sam McNamee?
Jefferson Davis.
That is correct. All right, Douglas Freeman, you may need your pencil and paper for this one. What is the sum of the prime numbers between 20 and 30? Joseph?
52.
52 is correct. The numbers are 23 and 29. Maggie Walker, you may need your pencil and paper for this question. The width of a rectangular doubled, the height tripled, and the depth is reduced by 1/4. What is the percent increase in the volume of the prism? And that would be 50%. Douglas Freeman, in reality, King Duncan died in battle against the title figure, but in the Shakespeare play, he is murdered in his bed. Name this 1603 play set in Scotland. Gio?
Macbeth.
Macbeth is correct. Maggie Walker, in football, this occurs when a ball goes out of bounds in the end zone or a ball carrier is tackled behind the goal line. Name this NFL event that scores 2 points for the defense. Sam?
A safety.
That a safety is correct. Freeman, you would consult a podiatrist if you were suffering from which of the following health problems? An earache, an ingrown toenail, or a sore throat? Joseph?
Ingrown toenail.
That is correct. Maggie Walker. Please watch the screen and listen closely. Here is your Virginia-based video question from a member of the Battle of the Brains Brainy Bunch.
Which of Virginia's plantations is the oldest, having been built in 1723?
And that would be Shirley Plantation. Freeman, this collection's 1881 edition includes the Calamus poems and the most of drum taps. The first published in July 1855, much of it consisted of one long poem, Song of Myself. Name this collection by Walt Whitman. Joseph.
Leaves of Grass.
Correct. Maggie Walker. This literary term literally means the final outcome of the main complication in a play or story. What is this 10-letter word? Sam.
Solution.
It would be the denouement. All right, you may need your pencil and paper, Freeman. A pyramid of tiles has 5 tiers with 25 tiles on the bottom tier and 1 on the top tier. The number of tiles on each tier is a different perfect square between 1 and 25. How many tiles are there in the whole pyramid? Gio.
There are 55 tiles.
55 is correct. 1 plus 4 plus 9 plus 16 plus 25. Maggie Walker, you may need your pencil and paper. In the factored form of 12x squared minus 23x plus 10, one binomial is 4x minus 5. What is the other binomial? Sam.
3x minus 2.
That is correct. Douglas Freeman, it is created by dragging any two-dimensional circle through space without rotating or tilting it. What name is given to a geometric solid with 2 circular bases that lie in parallel planes? Joseph.
A cylinder.
Correct. And that buzzer means one more toss-up round ahead and we'll have today's winner here on Battle of the Brains, so stay with us.
Welcome back to Battle of the Brains, presented by Virginia 529 College Savings Plan.
Here are the scores as we head into the final round here on Battle of the Brains. Douglas Freeman High School with 170 points. Maggie Walker Governor School with 130 points. And in this final toss-up round, the point score for correct answer is doubled. There's no deduction for an incorrect answer. And again, in this virtual version of Battle of the Brains, we're directing the questions to each team. We're alternating between them in these timed rounds. So our first question in this final toss-up round goes to Maggie Walker. In art, he is usually shown mounted on a swan or upon a lotus throne. His 4 arms often hold prayer beads and a book, and his 4 faces can represent the 4 castes of Indian society. Name this creator god who joins Vishnu and Shiva in the Hindu Trinity. Arthi.
Brahma.
Brahma is correct. Douglas Freeman, this children's book written by Watty Piper begins with the line, chug, 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 puff, puff, puff. Name this 1930 book that teaches optimism. Joseph.
The Little Engine That Could.
That is correct. Maggie Walker, his aerodynamics research included building a wind tunnel in Paris at the foot of his most famous creation. Best known for his work with metal, name this magician of iron who designed the framework of the Statue of Liberty. Vienne.
Eiffel.
Repeat for me.
Eiffel.
Yes, Gustav Eiffel. Freeman. The Hijra began in this city, and in the year 630, Muhammad returned to capture its Kaaba. Name this holy city of Islam. Joseph.
Mecca.
Correct. Maggie Walker. In 1971, the Supreme Court reversed this man's conviction for refusing to serve in Vietnam. That conviction cost him the heavyweight boxing title. Who was this man, born Cassius Clay, who proclaimed he could sting like a bee? Sam McNamee.
Muhammad Ali.
That is correct. It is thought that Albert Einstein's theory of relativity inspired this work of art. Name this 1931 painting by Salvador Dali that depicts a dismal shoreline draped with melting clocks. Joseph.
The persistence of memory.
That's correct. Maggie Walker. This man played his professional career with the Detroit Tigers and the Philadelphia Phillies. In 1936, he was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. Name this player nicknamed the Georgia Peach. Sam.
Ty Cobb.
Ty Cobb is correct. Douglas Freeman. This organ aids in neutralizing stomach acid and breaks down starches and fats. Name this endocrine and exocrine organ that also produces glucagon and insulin. Joseph.
Pancreas.
Pancreas is correct. Maggie Walker. What is the only U.S. state whose constitution does not allow a governor to serve more than one consecutive term? Sam McNamee.
California.
No, it would be our wonderful home state of Virginia. All right, Douglas Freeman. One of the masterpieces by the German painter Hans Holbein the Younger is a 1540 portrait of what woman who was for 6 months the fourth wife of Henry VIII? Joseph.
Anne of Cleves.
Anne of Cleves is correct. Maggie Walker. This man's chief opponent was Simon. His administration finished the long walls to Piraeus and built the Parthenon. Name this powerful leader of the Golden Age of Athens. Sam McNamee.
Pericles.
Correct. Douglas Freeman. A product of the Monsanto process, a derivative of this acid reacts with salicylic acid to produce aspirin. Name this weak acid that accounts for the taste and smell of vinegar. Joseph.
Acetic acid.
That is correct, acetic acid. Maggie Walker. What compound word, literally naming an architectural feature for burn control, now designates a security measure protecting a computer network from intrusion by others? Barthy.
Firewall.
Firewall is correct. Douglas Freeman. Part of this nation borders Iran, and its northwest province includes parts of the Khyber Pass. Name this South Asian nation that also contains the mouth of the Indus River and the country's largest city, Karachi. Joseph.
Pakistan.
Correct. And that buzzer is the end of our game. While our judges double-check the final score, we do want to remind you how to stay connected with Battle of the Brains. To find out more about our show, just log on to battleofthebrains.net. You'll also find Battle of the Brains on Facebook and full episodes of our show on our YouTube page. And as we continue round 3 of Battle of the Brains, join us next week when we virtually welcome teams from First Colonial High School of Virginia Beach and Fork Union Academy of Fluvanna County. And after double-checking by our judges, here's the final score determining which team will go on to the Final Four. Ending the match with 250 points, our team from Maggie Walker Governor's School. Congratulations to Vienne, Sam, Barthy, and Sam for doing such a great job here today. Our winners, and going on to the Final Four, our team from Douglas Freeman High School, final score 310 points. Great job today by Gio, Joseph, Kenny, and Kieran. We'll see you all in the next round. I'm Cheryl Miller. Thanks so much for watching and playing along here on Battle of the Brains. We'll see you back here next week. Great job, teams.
Battle of the Brains, presented by Virginia 529 College Savings Plan.